Hey, how you doing, guys? It's Richie. Ironman. This is number 258. This is a book from 1990. We got John Byrne writing it. And John Romita Jr. on the pencils. So this is the start of Armor Wars number 2. Okay. Bob Wycheck is the inker. It's been a long time since I've looked through this. It's probably 90, 91 since the first time when I bought it off the rack in 90. Wow. Howard Mackey was the editor. Tom DeFalco was the editor-in-chief back then. So this is the start of Armor Wars 2. Splash page by Romita. Awesome shot with the giant hands, very Kirby-esque. There's 2 suits of armor. So what they're doing is running tests. Kind of like a danger room type thing. Another great page. And the way Romita does Iron Man in this book is very like Mobius. I don't know if you've ever seen Mobius's Iron Man with those like elongated, sleek boots and the gauntlets, but not the face and the chest area. Just for some reason it gives me that vibe. Maybe I'm just out of my mind. So this gigantic metal robot is putting these 2 to the test. He throws them through the windows, beating them up. So, as usual, it appears that Iron Man's losing, but no, they always come back. Here's a great shot. Like it shows that force hitting the end, you know, with those speed lines, or whatever they're called. So this giant robot pins him down, and now he's out for the count. And what's his name? Rodney Barnes, or Rodney Rhodes is on... he's working the controls. So he's like, oh, shit. Did I just hurt Tony Stark? You know, he's not moving. But even he's not sure if he's even in the armors. Or one of the armors, rather. This robot kind of reminds me of the old Tales of Suspense with Captain America. What was that? The Sleeper. It's kind of Sleeper-esque. So he gets blasted. Boom. But he's not down for the count. And as the one Iron Man's looking over the other Iron Man to see if he's all right, he slams this gigantic granite rock on top of him. But he blasts right out of it. And they go back and forth. Iron Man lifts it up and slams it down and goes for another go around, lifts him up again, and then boom, just collapses. Man, this is so John Romita-esque. This is right before he did the Daredevil run, that miniseries, with him and Al Williamson, which I should pull out. Al Williamson's inks were just fantastic over Romita. Great combination. So he says, you won, boss. But he goes, I just barely was able to keep it over my head for as long as I did. So even the armor has limitations. And so they come out and they're talking about like the danger room the Avengers have their training facility. And they're talking back and forth. And Rodney Rhodes thinks that's Tony Stark, but he was wrong. Man, it's hard to move these pages. He was on the other robot, or the other Iron Man suit. See, here's my one gripe. Now, I like this old Romita. I'm not a big fan of Romita's new stuff because it just looks not so good these days. This creepy, like, hair on his arms and his legs. It just looks weird. Like you'll see in another panel how creepy it looks. But it just doesn't fit the figure. Anyway, so here's the real bad guy. Was it? His name is DeWilt. So they've implanted something in Tony Stark's shoulder to like keep tabs on him. But they can't like see through his eyes yet or anything, but they know what he's doing, what he's up to. So that's the start of all this madness. Now this is a pretty long run. I think it's like, it might even be 10 issues. But this is such a product of the early 90s. Like, look at this, like this shirt and everything, the hair. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, here's the weird hair on the arms. Like he's completely hairless except for there and right above the knees. I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. I don't like it, it's creepy. So he gets a call at his Nuke U facility, which there's like a nuclear reactor there. It's where they do a lot of testing and working on weapons and such. So he's flying around, checking it out, and he sees this woman running. And she's out of her mind. And she goes, a ghost, a huge ghost. It came right out of the walls. Now he thinks, remember the character, the ghost, that appeared in what, 240 that was? So he's thinking maybe it's the ghost, but no, she's saying it's huge. And he's in there, and somebody had like cut out parts of the metal. So when he's walking, metal's crashing down on him, the ceilings are crashing down on him. But he gets out of them pretty easily. Until finally the whole building comes down, or most of the building comes down on him. But he's able to blast his way out. I like the crash, crang, cram, shroom. Since when does metal make the sound of shroom? Great panel. Great old school Iron Man panel. Now, even this armor I don't like. I like the old school. Like 80s, early 80s, and even in the 70s. I like that style armor. This is where it's like changing a little bit, getting a little bit more futuristic. It's good and everything, but I prefer the old school. Like, even this is new school. Well, new school for back then. So he blasts out. And he tells everybody, get out of there, got to evacuate. And he's going through the rubble. And he has to switch to internal air because the air is getting tough to breathe over there. So look at this long, elongated leg. Like this boot, Mobius, just reminds me of that. Even this, a little bit. So he's looking around. He's going through all the rooms. And all this machinery. It must have took a while to pencil all this. Look at all that. I mean, Romita did a really good job doing all this background here. It looks really good. And this pose right here, you see this often in Iron Man books, and Kirby, I think, was the first one to do this on a cover way back when. Probably in the 70s. There's one cover that he's just got that pose, and it's a Kirby cover. So here he comes blasting through, cring, crang, crunch. And he's wondering, who the hell is in here causing all this? Because they're cutting out lines and everything's falling on him. Now he's completely buried, and he's making his way through. He's like almost there. He's almost out. And then here comes a voice. You've done well, my old foe. You have made my return worth all the effort. And he's telling him, I have a gift for you, a gift of death. So he's still buried under the rubble. Here comes the smoke. And the villain's still taunting him. And then on the last page, Titanium Man, or the Ghost of Titanium Man. Cool splash page, old school style. I like it. These were fun back in the day, and they're fun now. Armor Wars 2, John Byrne writing, and John Romita Jr. penciling. Good comic, good old school comic, good art. Thumbs up. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.